To help us understand what's next for the country, let's bring in Christian Purefoy. He's in Lagos, Nigeria. And Christian, this is history in the making. For the first time, an opposition leader has unseated a sitting leader.
Lynda, since 1960, Nigeria has been through coups, military dictatorships, aborted attempts at democracy, violent election transitions. It has lived under the logic that when someone is in power in Nigeria, they are never going to give up the position of president because they're sitting on billions of dollars of oil. Nigeria is the largest oil producer in Africa. Today, that logic has now been thrown absolutely out the window, and it matters because Nigeria is Africa's largest democracy, so what's happening here now will reverberate across the continent. President Goodluck Jonathan of the ruling party in Nigeria, for the first time in Nigeria's history, Lynda, has phoned his opponent to congratulate him on his victory. Lynda.
And Christian, can you tell us, what do we know about Buhari, the former military ruler? How will he lead the country? And given his military background, will he focus his efforts on combating the terror group Boko Haram?
Yes, Muhammadu Buhari first came to power actually himself in a coup in the early 1980s. He was then ousted in another coup by Babangida. Then, since Nigeria's return to democracy, he has run again and again for president, even competing against Goodluck Jonathan last time in 2011. The impression I get really is that he's won this time through various things. One is he's brought on board also a sort of coalition of other big political players, and that's important because it means that he's willing to talk, he's willing to have other people. But Nigerians have voted him in because they want a strong man, Lynda. They want someone who can take on, as you said, Boko Haram in the northeast. They can take on the idea that raging poverty in Nigeria, the latent militancy in the oil-rich Niger Delta, the host of problems Nigeria is facing. They want a strong man to take that on, Lynda.
And how will he tackle those problems? They're huge challenges ahead. How did he lead his campaign with suggesting ways to tackle poverty and to tackle fighting Boko Haram?
Well, to be honest, we're sort of very short on details. The first big major step has been taken by Muhammadu Buhari. He has now won probably the most credible election in Nigeria's history. And he hasn't done it alone. I think it's important to note this. President Goodluck Jonathan is the unsung hero here. He has phoned and given up power willingly. That is the first step to take on all of these things. It gives political momentum to Nigeria's fragile democracy. But it's going to be a very difficult task. It is Africa's largest oil producer, but the price of oil is crashing, and the kitties here are empty after 4 years of sort of rampant corruption. So, what Muhammadu Buhari is going to do when he gets into power, well, he's probably going to be scratching his head and trying to figure out which problem to handle first. It's going to be a Herculean task, but Nigerians have put their faith in him and asked him to have a go.
He'll definitely have a go, and he's got some huge challenges ahead. Christian Purefoy, thank you very much for that update. Still to come tonight, a cell phone video has emerged showing the moments the Germanwings plane crashed into the French Alps. The latest on that just ahead. Also, a dire warning about the crisis in Yemen as casualties from a Saudi-led military campaign keeps rising. You're watching The World Right Now.